In this video, we're going to cover something called a SQL dump. And a SQL dump is just a backup of your database. And you can imagine that in class, as we've made changes, we've inserted data, we've created users, we've added foreign keys, we've created indexes, we've done all these different changes to the database. Over time, your database is going to change. Now imagine this is a production database where hundreds, if not thousands of people are placing orders, updating shipping numbers, putting stuff, updating inventory, doing all these different things and filling up the activity log and doing all of this. Eventually you're going to want to go ahead and create a backup because unlike your code, which you may update and push to a server somewhere or run locally on your machine, that may not change that often. You may interact with the code, but that code is going to stay the same until you make a change to it. Your database is going to change on a daily, if not minute-to-minute basis. So, whether it's at the end of a day of activity or it's at the end of your week in your database course and you've made changes and you don't want to lose them, you're going to want to take a backup of your database. How to do that is to go and make sure one of the tables are selected. Of course, make sure your database is selected. Hit the little gear here. Hit Export and pick SQL Dump. First things first, you need to select here to pick all of your tables, or else it's only going to pick your current table. By default, it's going to go to your desktop, it's going to name it your database name, and then the date and year, month, day of, well, today.sql. Leave this as is. There are other options here to say whether you can compress your database or do some stuff. Right now, we're not going to pick any of that. We're just going to export it as text. And go over here and hit export. This may take a few minutes to do the export. Obviously, there are many tables and a lot of rows of data in there. But what it's doing is it's creating a backup, just like that backup I gave you when you first started this course and imported all of these tables. They're essentially the same thing. At the end of this, when it's complete, what you'll see is you'll have a file on your desktop called example, the current month, year and month, today's date.sql. Go ahead and store this in a safe location. In case you do happen to lose your data, you can go ahead and do a SQL import. Remember that import would be to drag that file into your query window. Of course, you get the warning, just hit OK. And I'm going to let this load for a moment. But essentially, it's loading all of the commands, the SQL commands, inserts, updates, deletes, create table, alter table, all of those commands to create your database at this point in time. So if you were moving your database from one lab to another or one machine to another, you would export your data and then take this file and move it to a different location. I just want to, for a moment, get a quick look of what's going inside this file. It does give you a header. It tells you the database that was backed up. It tells you the date and time that backup occurred. And if you scroll down, you'll see something like drop table if it exists. So if I was to hit run all, please don't do that right now, but if I was to hit that, it would drop the table, it would recreate the table with this statement, and then it would do an insert all of those values, and then it would move on to the next table raw data, and it would do this all the way down to the bottom where it would recreate the vehicle table and insert all of those rows. So in production, I've been a DBA before, which is a database administrator. I would usually keep 7 days worth of backups for a production system. And the reason is files can get corrupt. And if I only have one backup, what happens if I accidentally delete it or lose it? And losing 1 day of data or half a day of data might be bad, but imagine losing a week or a month. You can go ahead and actually close a business, destroy it, by losing their data. So whether you're in class or whether you're out in the real world, make sure you take backups. In this class, I don't require it, but I do recommend you take backups at least once a week and just keep them off to the side.